Welcome, everyone, to today's thought-provoking dialogue. Our topic addresses one of the most difficult and deeply personal questions in philosophy, religion, and human experience. If there is a God, why is there suffering and evil in the world? This question has challenged believers, skeptics, and thinkers for centuries. For theists, suffering can be a test, a mystery, or part of a divine plan. For atheists, the presence of suffering and evil is often seen as strong evidence against the existence of an all-good, all-powerful God. Today, we'll hear from two perspectives: the theist, who will offer insights into how faith understands pain, injustice, and tragedy, and the atheist, who will challenge the idea of a benevolent deity in the face of real-world suffering. Let's approach this dialogue with open minds, empathy, and a willingness to think beyond easy answers.
Theis, you say God is all-loving, all-compassionate, and all-powerful, right?
Yes, all major religions believe that.
Then why are there still millions of people starving every day? Children die because they don't have food. This is the 21st century. If God truly cares, why is he silent?
That's an old question, Atheis. But to me, it's not about God being silent, it's about humans failing to live up to their responsibility.
It's old because no answer ever satisfies. If he's truly omnipotent, he could intervene. One miracle could feed a village. But instead, it's us who have to donate, not God.
But that's the point. He gave us free will, intelligence, and compassion. This world is a test. If God constantly intervened, there'd be no room for moral growth or human agency.
Free will always seems like the default excuse. But you're dodging the core issue. If God is all-powerful, why create a world where starvation is even possible? Even the worst human wouldn't allow a child to die slowly like that.
Because suffering, including hunger, may serve a deeper purpose, one that cultivates empathy, solidarity, and awareness. This world isn't heaven. It's a place of trial and responsibility.
Sounds more like justification. You know, entire countries throw away tons of food while others eat dirt to survive. Where's the divine justice in that?
That's not God's fault, that's humanity's greed. God gave us enough for everyone, but not enough for the greed of a few. And don't forget, many humanitarian efforts are driven by faith-based groups.
Then God created a flawed system. If I built a system that let people suffer, I'd be held accountable. Why does God get a pass?
Because you're judging with limited human perspective. Faith teaches that God sees the bigger picture. You're allowed to question, even protest, but remember, many people find meaning and strength through suffering.
Meaning? Try telling that to a mother whose child died from hunger. I bet she'd prefer bread over spiritual growth.
And do you think a godless world would be kinder? Would people be more generous without the belief that there's a higher accountability?
Or maybe they'd stop relying on prayer and actually do something. Less thoughts and prayers, more action.
But many do act because of their faith. The issue isn't with God, it's with us.
Maybe, but I still believe, if God exists, he's got a lot of explaining to do. Until then, I'll put my faith in people.
And I believe, through people, God works.
Thank you to both of our speakers for their honesty and depth in addressing such a profound topic. The problem of suffering and evil doesn't come with easy solutions. Whether you believe in a higher power or not, the question forces us to confront the fragility of life, the nature of justice, and the search for meaning in difficult times. Perhaps what matters most is not just how we explain suffering, but how we respond to it, with compassion, action, and understanding. May today's conversation inspire all of us to wrestle with the hard questions, and to care more deeply for one another in the process. Thank you for joining us.